Now it came to pass on a Sabbath that he was going through the grain fields, and his disciples plucked the ears and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. But certain of the Pharisees says, Why do ye that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath day? And Jesus answered them, saying, Have you not read even this, what David did when he was hungry, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God, and took and ate the showbread, and gave also them that were with him, which it is not lawful to eat save for priests alone. And he said unto them, The Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. And it came to pass on another Sabbath that he entered into the synagogue and taught. And there was a man there, his right hand was withered. And the scribes and the Pharisees watched him whether he would heal on the Sabbath, that they might find how to accuse him. But he knew their thoughts, and he said to the man that had his hands withered, Rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and he stood forth. And Jesus said unto them, I ask you, is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good, or to do harm, to save a life, or to destroy it? And he looked round about on them all, and said unto him, Stretch forth thy hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored. But they were filled with madness, and communed one with another what they might do to Jesus. And it came to pass in these days that he went out into the mountain to pray, and he continued all night in prayer to God. And when it was day, he called his disciples, and he chose from the 12 whom he named the apostle, Simon, whom was also named Peter, and Andrew his brother, and James and John and Philip, and Bartholomew, and Matthew said to Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon who is called Zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Isaac, who begot a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a level place, a great multitude of his disciples, and a great number of people from all Judah and Jerusalem, and the sea coast of Tyre and Sidon, who came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. And they that were troubled with unclean spirits were healed, and all the multitude sought to touch him, for the power came forth from him, and healed them all. And he lifted up his eyes, and his disciples said, Blessed are ye poor, for ye are in the kingdom of God. Blessed are ye hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Blessed are ye that when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice in that day, and leap you, behold, reward is great in heaven, for in the same manner did the Father unto the prophets. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have heard and received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full now, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you who all men shall speak well of you, for in the same manner did their father to the false prophets. But I say unto you that hear, love your enemies, do good to them that hate you, bless them that hate you, bless them that curse you, pray for them that despitefully use you. To him that smite thee on the cheek, also offer the other. And for him that taketh away the cloak, withhold not thy coat also. Give to every one that asketh them, and him that taketh away their goods ask them not again. And ye would that men should do you also to them likewise. And if ye love them that love you, what thanks have you? For even sinners love those that love them. And if ye do good to them that do good to you, you thank, and have ye, for even sinners do the same. And if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thanks have yet? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive again as much. But love your enemies and do them good, and lend never despairingly, and your reward shall be great, and you shall be the Son of the Most High. For he is kind towards the unthankful and the evil. Be ye merciful, even as your Father is merciful. And judge not, you shall not be judged, and condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Release, and you shall be released. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall they give into your bosom. For what measure ye metal, it shall be measured to you again. And he spake also the parable unto them. Can the mind guide the blind? Shall they not both fall in a pit? The disciples is not above his teacher, but every one, when he is perfected, shall be as his teacher. And why beholdest thou the note that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thy own eye? Or cast thou say to thy brother, Let me cast out the mote that is in thy eye, when thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thy own eye? Thou hypocrite, cast out the first beam of thy own eye, and thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote that is in the brother's eye. For there is good tree that bringeth forth corrupt fruit, nor again a corrupt tree that bringeth forth good fruit. For each tree is known by its own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor a bramble bush gather they grapes. The good man out of good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and the evil man out of the evil treasures bringeth forth that which is evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. And why call ye me Lord, and do not the things which I say? Every one of you that come unto me and heareth my words and doeth them, I will show you whom is like. He is like a man building a house, who diggeth and went deep and laid foundation upon the rock. And when the flood arose, the stream brake against the house and could not shake it, because it has been well builded. But he that heareth and does not is like a man that buildeth his house upon the earth without a foundation, against which a stream brake, and straightway it fell in, and the ruin of the house was great. This was the book of Luke, chapter 6.